on tourists. He's second in the league in rushing touchdowns. It's the Lions and the Packers, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Greg Wild, first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you say, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September. You're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the league. But once the calendar page turns to October, things start to become a little bit more clear. We know the contenders. We know the teams that have a long road ahead of them. These October games go a long way to setting the table come playoff time later in the season.
And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
One thing that was pretty evident when we had a chance to talk to him, Mike, is this guy, he just wasn't satisfied with his individual performance. They came away with the win, and that was great. But one area that seems to continue to hold him back is that he's predetermining where he goes with the ball. Not only did it lead to the 2 interceptions, but it leads to some missed opportunities as the play unfolds. He could have had more touchdown output if he would have just gotten off that first read and found the open man. He got away with it last week. He doesn't want to make a habit of trying to get away with it every week. He needs to clean that up, especially if he wants to come away with a win here today.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. It is caught left side by St. Brown. 17 yards, the gain there. Good for a Lions first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
These were the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. From the gun, here's Stroud. He pulls it in around the 5. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
And he's come out of the game on fire here, Mike, early. He's yet to throw an incompletion on this opening drive, and as he now approaches the opponent's side of the field and they start thinking points on that other sideline, this defensive play caller has to be looking at that call sheet saying, what can I do to slow this guy down? Because with the way this game has started, he could be in for a big day.
From the 1, 2nd and goal. One more time, they try Gibbs. Powering forward, he's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. That gives him 14 touchdowns for the year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
There wasn't really anything fancy about the performance in last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the one interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. It's Aiden Hutchinson, former number 2 overall pick, in there to bring him down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Love. The catch is made. This is Tucker Kraft. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Brian Branch in on the tackle. Second and 7. Receiver in motion, going right. On play action, Love. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch. Still on the move. Inside the 10. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Lions. And that just adds to the start for this one. They walk down the field to get the touchdown, and then the defense joins the offensive party, Greg. Each side has scored a touchdown early on.
Yeah, and you just can't draw up a worse start than this, Mike. I mean, not only to allow the opposing team to go down and score on their first drive, but then to follow it up with a pick 6. You find yourself in a big hole here early. Do they have enough to dig their way out?
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions move out on top, 14-0. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Packers offense ready now for their second drive. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Short pass taken in by the tight end. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. Out of the shotgun. It's Love. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
You know what they say about Murphy's Law, Mike? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. He's had a pick 6 earlier in the game. Now he takes a sack. Fortunate for him, there's a lot of football to be played, but this has been a disastrous start.
From the gun on third down. That's over the middle and intercepted. It's the safety, Jalen Petrie.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jumped that route, challenged the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. He is down at the 14, but will have the first down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Now Stroud. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal. Some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Here's Gibbs. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. So that is 2 touchdowns in this game. And now 15 for the year. Give him a 2nd touchdown on this one. What an opening quarter, Greg. 2 rushing touchdowns in the 1st.
Well, Mike, we kind of had a feeling this might be the case. They told us all week how important it was to get this guy involved early and often. And boy, have they ever. He has made his presence felt here early in this one.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. On the return is Rodgers. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Packers offense getting their final instruction before heading back onto the field. They are facing an uphill climb early. Begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. in motion. Reed. Here's Love. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. First and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here. They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
On third down, they go with Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this third and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
Stroud to throw here on first down. That's right side and brought in by Williams. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Second down and 8. Throwing is Stroud. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Third down, 3 to go. To throw is Stroud. And this ball incomplete on third down.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. And he's going to have a Lions first down. They pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. The gain is 18.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They'll come up here, first and 10. Stroud going to set up to throw. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. Another catch from there. Numbers starting to stack up in this one. Closing in on 100 yards, and we're still in the first half. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
One quarter in the books. It's the Lions who have the early lead. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. On the ground, this is Gibbs. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. It gets them down to the 6. Back to throw. Stroud. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's in. Puka Nacua. Touchdown, Lions. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. To throw is Love. He finds Jaden. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. One of his teammates there to take it back in. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a 1st down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Love. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. It's the linebacker, Jack Campbell.
Well, I think by now, Mike, we know where the biggest mismatch of this game has been. This defense is all over this passing game. Everywhere they look, they have defenders in the right spot. They've resulted now in 3 interceptions, all while forcing this offense to try to adjust their game plan on the fly.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run here with Gibbs. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now Gibbs. Finding space inside the 40. And he'll be taken down.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
He'll get that into the hands of Williams. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They hand it to Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. He's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. That's going to bring up 4th down.
That's really well done defensively, Mike. The key to these situations is you got to engage with the blocker, bottle it up, but then you have to get off the block, find the ball, bring them down. That's exactly what they do. No gain, 4th down.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll try it now with Montgomery. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
And the running back just has nowhere to go. There is no crease. There is no seam. You got to give credit. That defensive line overwhelmed the offensive line, and that went a long way to forcing that 4th down stop.
The Packers offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Love to throw. That'll be caught. It's Josh Jacobs. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's Love to throw. That's caught downfield. Dobbs. And he will go all the way. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Green Bay. Anders Carlson now for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Packers are able to cut into the deficit. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now, Stroud. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. The motion man is Nakua. Throwing on 2nd down. Stroud. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And 3rd down coming up. Stroud to throw. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. Finding space at the 40. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup, brings up 2nd and 2.
On play action, Stroud. Look at the big man go. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
They'll run with Gibbs. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. From the gun, here's Gibbs. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He'll get down to the 15-yard line. Here's Gibbs. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? From the gun, here's Stroud. It is caught left side by St. Brown.
And another great throw right there, Mike. And when you take a look at the numbers, they certainly don't lie. He has just been flat out terrific in this first half. His ability to spread the ball around, take what the defense has given him. They've certainly had a lot of success here early on.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he will score again. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game, and it adds up to 16 now on the season. So his big first half continues. 3 rushing touchdowns already. Maybe have to start looking at the record book, see if he can do it. The record in a game is 6. Here's Bates for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Lions add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. On the return is Rodgers. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Packers offense headed back to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Throwing is Love. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it to the right here with Jacobs. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Linebacker Ivan Pace up to make that play. Here's 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this 1st half. And he'll get this up to the 44. The veteran, Kenny Clark, in on the stop. Gonna pause here. We have an injury, and it is the tight end, Sam Laporta, a player they cannot afford to lose. Here's 2nd and 6. They send the tight end in motion. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And he's going to pick up the 1st down across midfield and down at the 49.
And his great 1st half on the ground continues, and this is one of those guys that when he gets in the groove, it seems like it's an 8-yard run, a 10-yard run, and all of a sudden a 15-yard chunk play, one after another.
1st down, and they stick with Gibbs. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here we go. They'll send a tight end in motion. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Here's Stroud. They'll try to set up the screen here. Can't ask for much more. On the screen, they gain 19 yards and a 1st down. He has really thrown the ball well here in this 1st half. Look at the numbers. Over 200 yards passing now for the game. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Stroud. Catch is made. That is Williams. And he's going to be taken down.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with it.
To the goal line and in. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. Bates now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Lions add on to their already sizable lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. The hold closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Off the play fake. Here's Love. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. It's the safety, Jalen Petrie.
There's not a position on the field, Mike, let alone any sport, where the mental side doesn't come in and impact how well you perform. And in this case, when you've thrown 4 interceptions in one game, I think we can all safely assume some of those mental issues have seeped into his game. And if he can't get settled down, he's playing right into the hands of this defense.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Tight end motioning left. On 2nd down, Stroud. Nakua snags it over the middle. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter. He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks, and at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. Now Stroud. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
On 4th down, that brings Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal. And he missed it. It's no good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
The visitors' offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. On play action, Love. This pass deflected and caught. And he will score! Touchdown, Packers! Now Carlson to add the extra point. His kick is good. And the Packers will get just a bit closer.
Packers 14.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Lions offense, Jahmyr Gibbs, set to get back on the field. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. Williams in motion. Stroud to throw here on first down. To the right side, that's St. Brown.
And those numbers tell a lot of the story of this first half, don't they, Mike? I mean, it's easy to see why he was a central piece in this game plan, and he makes another grab there to add to this growing stat line.
Here's 2nd and 2. Stroud gonna set up to throw. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
They pick up 17 through the air. 1st down, Detroit.
No, Mike, I really like this game plan, right? The strategy on 3rd and short so often is, okay, just get enough for the 1st down. If you decide to air it out, everything's short, get a fresh set of downs. They're saying the defense is going to pack it in close. They're protecting the sticks. So let's just throw it over their head and try to go for a big play.
Tight end going in motion here. On 1st down, it's Stroud. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. To throw is Stroud. And that is incomplete. But now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. This a 46-yard attempt. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. So we've reached halftime here at Ford Field, and the Lions have the lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jordan Addison, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we head south to Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And that one's at halftime with them leading the visiting New York Giants. Dak Prescott lighting it up. He's got 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. As you can see the score there in the 2nd quarter. Cooper Kupp, a touchdown reception. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He was running with a purpose as he found the end zone 3 times in that first half. And that opposing defense had better come up with a scheme for slowing him down. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag if it's not already. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. On the return is Rodgers. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Jordan Love, the rest of the Packer offense, ready for their next possession. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Back to throw is Love. Quickly to the outside and complete. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Second down and 3. They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. And he didn't need much. I don't think he got there. It's going to depend on the spot. Looks like he is short on that one.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. The Lions offense and C.J. Stroud ready to get to work once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be taken down up around the 32-yard line. Take a look at his receiving numbers. So he has been terrific. Over 100 yards in this one. Putting the tight end in motion. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
Stroud. There's that man again. Another catch. And they will finally catch up to him and get him down.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And that one not going to net too much. He'll get this down to the 31.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9. On the ground, this is Gibbs. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Throwing is Stroud. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the 3rd, that anything's going to change. He's picked up right where he left off, and the numbers are indicative of just how well he's played.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. A run here with Gibbs. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started. That's a throw that's going to make him cringe on Monday, Mike, in the film room. At this level, quick hitters, those quick, easy passes, those should be borderline automatic. But it was anything but this time around.
3rd and long. Now, Stroud. That is caught at the 3. And he'll take it on in. St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Here's Bates for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions will add 1 more onto their big lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. On the return is Rodgers. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. A good play action with Love. Quick throw here is complete. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
A gain there of 11. Good for a Green Bay 1st down.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the 3rd quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Now, faking the give. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target. Third down coming up. From the gun, it's Love. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Lions offense getting set to get back to work. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air. And with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
He's got room past the 35. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
How often do we see, Mike, the running back, they get a little too antsy and they go a little too fast on these screen plays. In this case, great job by the back. First, he let his offensive lineman go out. He then follows behind. That's the key to a good screen play.
That's caught by Gibbs.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Throwing on second down, Stroud. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down. They send the tight end in motion. Now Gibbs. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. On second down, it's Gibbs. And he'll bring this inside the 30. A gain of about 5. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Now a handoff, the tight end in the running game. And right to the 25-yard line, that is enough for the first down. So they pick it up on the ground, and the drive keeps going. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Right side, complete to Nakua. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty.
Still first down.
From the gun, here's Stroud. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
That's caught by Puka. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and third down coming up.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag back in the backfield. Is it a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. To throw, it's Stroud. It is caught left side by St. Brown. They face second down and 7. They bring a tight end in motion left. A second down throw for Stroud. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
That big boy was moving, Mike. That was impressive. I mean, it's not easy to bring down this quarterback in any situation, but to hawk him down from his interior defensive line spot nearly out by the sideline, that's beyond impressive.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
So after his field goal, Bates back out to kick this one away. On the return is Rodgers. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That's caught downfield. Dobbs.
Holding offense.
On second down, Love. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up. Here's Love. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. That complete to Jacobs. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
They'll run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Throwing is Love. He gets that complete as he hits Reed. That's the 2nd time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical. The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. Taking off, and he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground. And a big reason they find themselves trailing, and another loss of yards.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. They'll go for it. Love. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. The Lions offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. They hand it to Gibbs. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. And His fine first half of the season continues. That's already his 50th catch. Well on his way to the century mark, and maybe even more. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Not much develops there. He'll get this to about the 43. Second down and 8. Tight end going in motion here. Once again, it's Gibbs. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
To the right side, that's St. Brown.
When you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far, that has proven to not be the case.
First and 10. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now we're looking at 3rd down.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they move the chains on 3rd down. Here's Gibbs. And he'll get about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They're going to run out of the gun with Gibbs. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down. Now Stroud. That one on target to Williams. He's got it.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion. Continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. He has been busy. 15 catches in this game. Wow. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll run with Gibbs. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
Stroud gonna set up to throw. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. And the Lions are gonna have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1.
Well, Mike, sometimes we try to make NFL football a lot harder than it is. When you have a reliable target like this, and he just continues to get open and you realize the defense simply can't cover him, there's no reason to look anywhere else. Not only has he put together a tremendous game statistically, but he's just been flat-out dominant.
Here's Gibbs. He'll get this forward. No signal. They're going to mark him down at the 1. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. One more time, they try Gibbs. And he's got another one. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. On the return is Rodgers. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. To throw is Love. The right side, catch made by Dobbs. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. That's good for 27 and a 1st down. From the gun, it's Love. He's going to keep it himself. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and that's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Now, Jacobs. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Trying to keep this drive moving, but it's 3rd and 8. On play action, Love. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Sauce Gardner. And the Lions are going to have it at their own 32-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And before this drive starts, let's take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL Most Valuable Player. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. Putting the tight end in motion. On 3rd down, they go with Gibbs. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Lions 1st down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. So it's a win here for the Lions. They continue to be the hottest team in the NFL here in the first couple of months of the season as they remain unbeaten. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.